What's on, ladies and gentlemen? My name's Ross, I like games, and today we've got news of Tournament Pack 2 coming to the Digimon TCG outside of Japan, over here in the UK, US, Europe, etc. Now, we've already talked about Tournament Pack 1, we've talked about it fairly exhaustively. We talked about the fact that there were 8 possible cards you could pull, and that you would basically get one of them every time you turned up to a tournament, and it would all go not ideal fairly quickly, whereas in Japan you just buy one pack and get all 8 of them. And we talked about the fact that the Diaboromon especially has ended up being pretty gosh darned expensive. Now, delighted to say that by attending webcam tournaments I have acquired 3 of the 8 with no doubles, and I did get the Diaboromon, so that is at least something. But now we have news of the second tournament pack, including exclusive deck boxes that you get for doing a bit of the old winning. And hopefully I will be able to go to my local game store, Mad for Miniatures, and I will be able to, well, get a couple more of these. So, there are 6 available. Let's have a little bit of a gander, shall we? And I'm going to start off with, by far my favourite of them. It's the alternate art of Monzaemon. I love Monzaemon. Monzaemon is flat out adorable. Now, I will say, there have been 3 artworks of this Monzaemon, and this is my least favourite of the 3 artworks, but Monzaemon is still flat out adorable, so let's not go crazy. It is also kind of important to note that this Monzaemon is actually really good. Like, proper good. Because, I mean, don't get me wrong, there's nothing really exciting about it, but 5 cost to play normally is lower than average, and 2 cost to Digivolve is lower than average, so you just have a cheap Digimon to actually go around and play here, so, you know what? That works for me, ladies and gentlemen. That absolutely works for me. Now, another card which does see a bunch of play, which is coming here that I think some people might be excited about, is the Red Metal Greymon, the one that originally came around in the starter deck, and I do like it when they reprint starter deck cards. I don't know why, that just makes me really rather happy indeed. But this one has got a rather lovely inheritable skill, whereby on your turn, while it's blocked, you gain free memory. It's not stunning, but if you're in a metagame where your opponent is likely to be playing lots of blockers, doing lots of blocking, etc., I mean, it's a really powerful skill, because either your opponent doesn't block, you get a free attack, yay! Or, your opponent does block, you gain free memory, life is pretty gosh darned good. Yeah, I'll take that. Now, the other one I'm particularly excited about is the Argamon from BT2, level 5 Argamon to be specific. Now, remember, this card is actually so gosh darn good, it went and got restricted. So you are limited to playing one of these in your deck. You can play one, but you cannot play more than one. Now, it is a level 5 free cost to Digivolve with Digisorption -3, which makes it free to Digivolve. But then again, Blossomon's got that same skill, and that's not restricted. Having said that, having 8 of them would be a lot better than having 5. But the thing you've got over Blossomon here is the inheritable skill. When you are attacking, you may play a level 3 green Digimon card from your hand, suspended, without paying its memory cost. So you can Digivolve for free, and it's got an inheritable skill that lets you play a card for free. I mean, come on, ladies and gentlemen. I cannot be the only one that thinks that sounds really good. I mean, I'm clearly not, right? That is a very, very good skill. And we know this is a really good card, because if it wasn't a really good card, they wouldn't have felt the need to go ahead and restrict it. But they did feel the need to go ahead and restrict it, and that should tell you everything you need to know in terms of quite how good this card is. This is... I mean, look, here's a really good bonus. Because it's restricted, you're only allowed to play one copy in your deck, so that means that if you pull one of these as a promo, you never need another, at least for playability. So, yay, that's cool. Also, let's pause for a second and stop here and just point out, these are all alternate art promos. And that is wonderful, absolutely wonderful. Because it means that you're not actually disadvantaged. I had a pretty big complaint, frankly, about the first tournament packs, and I think it was a very valid complaint, that there were 8 exclusive cards that were either, I mean, some of them were genuinely playable, some of them were playable under the right circumstances, and they were all exclusive to that tournament pack, which meant if you couldn't somehow get hold of a bunch of tournament packs, which incidentally borderline impossible, without spending loads of money on eBay, etc., or just going to a shop and taking all of theirs, which is not cool, then it basically meant you could not get hold of them, and that was awkward. Here, we're back to tournament packs. These are still packs you can only get by going to a tournament, but they are all alternate art, which means you really don't need to worry. You can get these in terms of playability, or you can ignore them. It's fine. But they are for collecting only, and that is brilliant. Now, the other really cool thing to point out here, of course, is that is going to keep the prices of these cards nice and low, because, sure, they're alternate art and they're cool, but in terms of playability, they can't get to the level of, say, Diaboromon, because Diaboromon's a playable card that could only be got from a tournament pack. These are all readily available in other places. Now, there is a second red. It is the War Growlmon that came around in BT2. It was in Booster 1.0. And this one's fine. When you Digivolve, if you've got a red tamer in play, delete a Digimon with 3,000 power or less. And on your turn, while there are 5 or more cards in your opponent's trash, you get an extra 1,000 power. It's not a stunning card, it doesn't pop up everywhere, but it's a cool little card and there are definitely reasons to play it, so that's kind of cool. Now, there is another card which is being reprinted from the starter decks. It is the Wergarurumon that came around in the blue starter deck, although I much prefer the original art. And here we've got one really nice inheritable skill, whereby while your opponent has any Digimon with no Digivolution cards, you gain security attack +1. And blue love getting rid of security cards, so this is a really cool thing, this is a really handy bonus, this is quite frankly pretty gosh darned nice. But the last promo really confuses me just a little bit here. It is Rise Greymon. Okay, fine. But you see, Rise Greymon is the promo being given out in Premium Pack Set 01. Now, it's not exactly the same. You'll notice that although the character art is the same, the pose is the same and all of that, the background on the tournament promo is a proper background, whereas on the Premium Pack promo, it's just kind of a weird stripy pattern. So, they are quote-unquote different in that regard. Incidentally, you will have seen the Metal Greymon and Wergarurumon are both there as the weird stripy backgrounds because that's how they were released over in Japan. But I cannot be the only person that just looks at this and goes, oh. Because you know what? If I'm rocking up to a tournament, and now sometimes you get one tournament pack, sometimes you'll get 2, it depends on the shop, the attendance, etc. But it is very much up to the shop, we'll go over that in a second. But basically, you might rock up to a tournament and get a single promo pack. And that's all you get. One promo pack when you turn up to this tournament. And the one is the only one you get. And now you're telling me that that one promo pack is going to get you a Rise Greymon when buying the Premium Pack Set 01 would get you 2 of them with a different background? And don't get me wrong, I want all the promos available. But I don't know. I am going to be sad if I open a tournament pack and get one of these. Now, as well as that, there are 4 deck boxes which are being given to each store, and 2 of each design will be given out. Now, the store I'm playing at are giving them away as prizes, so the winner gets the deck boxes, and as someone who's messing around with suboptimal green decks, I am not winning these, and I'm kind of alright with it. They're cool deck boxes, but I'm rarely hyper competitive with card games. I like decks I like and I have fun playing, so I could always play better decks most of the time. I just like playing what I like playing, I'll be honest with you. But these are cool deck boxes. Now, remember, it is completely up to the store. Some stores are able to run some in-person events, some aren't. Some stores, like my local store, are running webcam events, which is kind of cool. It's actually really cool. I love playing in them. Family gets in the way sometimes, but hey, I'm a grown-up, but it's fun to play in. And some stores will be giving these away as random prizes because they're unable to run tournaments, but still, this is fun. So we've got new promos, we've got new deck boxes, and frankly, they sound fun to me. But I want to know how fun they sound to you. So let me know in the comment section, would ya? Go nuts! Be nice! And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at TheWasi. That's where we talk Digimon and a whole bunch of other card games. And please do consider checking out patreon.com/PTCG Radio, where you can support the channel, get some bonus podcasts and all kinds of fun things. But by far the most important thing as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching Wasi Plays.